Hey there, it's Jared Hamilton with the Hamilton Group at Cherry Creek Mortgage. Welcome to another edition of Java with Jared. Happy Friday once again. Hope everybody's doing great and enjoying this wonderful weather that we've really been having here in this fall. It's seemed a little bit more like just one big long Indian summer here as opposed to getting into the fall season. So hope everybody's continuing to enjoy that. Rates are finishing the week slightly better than where they ended last week, primarily just due to Wednesday's movement. Now, we saw this week a lot of kind of conflicting data. So here's what's going on. Again, Wednesday was the best day with rates improving a little bit and so far kind of holding their ground. We saw retail sales come in lower than expected, but the main number was really the consumer price index, or excuse me, the producer price index. Consumer price index came in today, but we saw the producer price index come in with a 0.5 of 1 point decline, and the year-over-year number actually was down about 1.1%. So that shows that there's not a whole lot of inflation on the producer level. Now, today we saw the consumer price index come in, and that showed almost the reverse. It did show that the headline number was down 0.2 of 1%, but when they strip out the volatile food and energy component, it was up 0.2 of 1%, and that made the year-over-year number about 1.9% on the core rate, which is actually pretty close to the Fed's target of 2% inflation. Now, so why the difference? Well, primarily it's probably coming from the housing component that's counted in the CPI, and we all know property values have been going up and rents have been going up. The consumer price index, which measures what the consumer is paying versus what the producer is paying. So it's showing that there's just not a whole lot of inflation in terms of wage-based inflation or prices rising dramatically on what producers are having to pay for cost of goods sold and things like that. But there is some pressure on the consumer side due to some of these rising rents and the housing component of it. We also did see the unemployment, weekly unemployment claims come in at the lowest level in about 44 years, since 1973. So that's super low, but part of that reason could also be because people are leaving the workforce. As I've talked about, the last employment report showed that the labor force participation rate is the lowest pretty much ever, not as many people working. And so when they stop looking for work, then they're not included in the rolls. So maybe that's playing out. But all this has been a little bit confusing for the market to digest, especially seeing is that the Federal Reserve is again meeting here in October. It's going to be October 27th and 28th. Most believe that the Federal Reserve is not going to increase credit. But again, some of this conflicting data gives a little bit of pause for reflection that will something be coming in December. But again, most experts believe that Federal Reserve probably will not increase credit this year, maybe in 2016. But who knows how this economic data might change. For right now, rates are in some of the better levels of this year. Beginning of the year, rates were phenomenally low. Got a little bit worse towards the middle of the year, and now we're approaching some of the better levels towards the beginning of this year. But it's with all this conflicting data, it's a great time to lock because there's going to be a lot of volatility. We're advising our clients to lock because there's some consolidation right now, and a trend could break out either one way or the other. So why get greedy and just lock in these great interest rates? So that's what's going on with interest rates. Next week, we're going to see a whole lot of data from the housing side. We're going to see building permits, housing starts, and existing home sales. So we'll let you know what's happening with that. Thanks for joining me with Java with Jared. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. If you have any questions, always give us a call. And if you're working this weekend, so are we. So if you have any clients that need some help, happy to help. All right? Thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.